Hi, folks. This is Lee with the Market Sense for the week of May 5th, 2020. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. The charts in this presentation come from the Trade Navigator software, and that's provided by Gettess Financial Technologies. And this is a weekly bond chart. And I say that with sort of a sigh because I'm sorry they're not doing anything, but I'm not surprised and I'm not really expecting much. Ever since we had this big move here, I've said those are extremes that aren't going to be taken out for probably quite a while, and all we're doing is going sideways, which doesn't surprise me at all. It's just hard to find any real good indication of anything to do in here. Now, we do have some support in let's call that 179.06 down here at the lower band, and up here is about 182, let's call it 18. It's possible you could nibble at those edges for a little bit. The sideways pattern will eventually resolve itself with a breakout of some kind. As you can see, the bands are shrinking down, and last week was inside of the previous week. So both of those things, suggest a breakout might be imminent, but the overall environment really doesn't look like that. I mean, you've got the Fed with interest rates low and the commitment to keep them low for a while. So I'm not sure I can see why there's a reason for this market to move out. Now, if it does, I think the downside's more likely. From the 180 level here, I think it's a lot easier to see them at 160 than it is 200. But I don't see anything to generate that just yet, anyway. Uh, and it's just kind of boring. You just kind of sit and watch them go sideways, and there's not a whole lot to do. But again, nibble at the edges if you want. If they take out 179 to the downside, they might go to the mid 177 area where these lows are, and I mean that's a trade worth taking, I guess. But it's just hard to get excited about much here. I don't expect a major move anytime soon. Now, in stocks, I'm in the same situation I found myself in quite often in the last couple of years. We've made a low here, which doesn't look like a good low to me. I think we ought to go back and at least test it and probably take it out. But we don't. We're not doing that at this point. And we have this sort of unusual situation here where last week closed right near the lows and this week gapped down all the way below the moving average in the middle and then turned and recovered it so far. That's impressive. That's a really impressive move to get back above that. I thought that 2831 area, when we gapped open below it, might act as resistance and really drive them down. It clearly has not. And so now we have a circumstance where there is resistance up here. I'm going to say just roughly 2905 to 2920, kind of a big area right in there. If that resistance holds, they still have the possibility of dropping back below 2831 and possibly even below 2750 here and starting on their way down to test this low. However, as much progress as they've shown to the upside here, if they can break above 2920 and start trading up there, I don't really think last week's 2965 high will hold either. I mean that much strength could really send them higher, even though I will admit I see no reason for them to do that. But doesn't really matter. Um, I, I, I'm frustrated that I can't recognize why they're not going down, and I still think they should go test this low and take it out. But I just have to accept the fact that they don't seem to be doing it, and if they go above 2920, well, there's really no limit to how high they could go at this point. But look for the potential holding of resistance in that 2905 to 20 area. And if they do, then the potential for them to be back down, even testing this low, is very real. But certainly to the 29 or 2750 area or lower is a distinct possibility. So that's what we've got for you today. I hope you can find something profitable to get yourself in